With Dragon Ball's much anticipated and bittersweet return in the form of Daima, I decided to check out the first couple of episodes and wanted to give some general thoughts about how incredible it is, where the story might be headed to, and some personal nitpicks that for the most part are inconsequential, but could possibly balloon into bigger problems should they persist. Anywho, let's waste no time and get right into this. As someone that's been a fan of Dragon Ball for as long as I can remember, and that's consumed damn near every piece of media relating to it, from the manga to the multiple anime to the numerous games, I have to say, I can't recall any form of previously listed media aside from the original manga that's been able to capture the spirit of Dragon Ball as well as Daima has been able to. From just the first episode alone, you can tell just how much love the team at Toei has put into every single aspect of this show, as well as how much respect they have for the late and forever great Akira Toriyama. The reanimated moments from the Buu saga literally, and there's no exaggeration here, look like the manga has come to life and is being played upon the screen. I thought the Broly movie with the Shintani art style would be the best Dragon Ball could possibly ever look in animation, but Toei has somehow managed to one-up themselves in that department, not only for the reanimated moments, but also with the style of the show itself. Because if you've been following the evolution of Toriyama's art style throughout the years, then you'd know that his final style ended up really being a mix of everything that had come before. Not as bulky and rounded as it was in Dragon Ball, or as sharp and defined as it was in the later parts of Z. The final iteration ended up being a healthy mix of the two, with some definition present across the characters, mainly the clothing and muscles, while the faces carry that softer edge to make them, as a whole, seem deadly but very fun as well. And the animators at Toei for Daima have managed to perfectly capture this style and translate it to animation, in turn making Toriyama's influence feel that much more present in this series. And the influence doesn't stop there. It extends to the actual premise of the show as well. In layman's terms, this is the most Dragon Ball has felt since Dragon Ball. Really quickly though, Editing Iron Nancy forgot to say this, make sure you drop a like on this video. I can't remember exactly where it was said, and for the life of me, I put in like an hour of research into this, I couldn't find the comment that Toriyama had specifically made, but I vividly remember, around the time the new movies were coming out, that he essentially felt a ways about what his series had become over the years. Fighting had taken the center stage, and he wasn't entirely happy about that, because despite Dragon Ball having battles being a core tenet of its identity, was always supposed to be about adventure and comedy. And this show has recaptured that feeling and identity and put it at the forefront. As a result, the first couple of episodes had me dying of laughter. And while the show has admittedly been a bit of a slow burn and kind of a 180 on what modern Dragon Ball seems to be these days, that's not necessarily a bad thing. A slower pace and a slow burn allows for you to really flesh out a lot of the concepts that you're trying to introduce in a show like this, and Daima seems to be doing that pretty well, because it's introduced new and exciting and interesting lore to the franchise. It's providing a healthy amount of character screen time for those new and old. All of the characters in this show so far feel like they're getting the exact amount of screen time that's necessary for what their characters need and what the plot needs. Also, I'm well aware of the fact that the depowering of the Z-Fighters is a point of contention within the show for fans. It was a big point of contention back when GT did it as well. But I do believe that this action was necessary to bring back that adventure in a way that feels authentic. Because when these characters are able to break universes, shatter dimensions, and shake infinite voids, not only does it beg the question of how high the ceiling can go, but it also makes it it incredibly difficult to have this style of adventure, where everything leans more towards the smaller scale and things are much more simple. Because the question then becomes, when Goku is as normally as powerful as he is, why aren't he and his friends just rolling through everyone? Plus, when everything becomes smaller scale and characters are depowered, it's naturally much easier to bring about a sense of tension and danger. Not that Daima is even trying to do that in the first place. I don't really get that sense that that's even a part of the show, but if they were or are trying to do that, it's much easier to do it this way. But as far as how good the actual story is from a quality perspective, I'd say it's pretty good, and I enjoy it quite a lot. And this project is one that I have been looking forward to since its inception. Despite its many flaws, one of the main reasons I adore Dragon Ball Super so much is the same reason I'm so interested in Daima. It's the unknown that's capturing my attention so fiercely. Nothing was known about Super when it was airing, which made all of the surprises the series had to offer hit so much harder. Goku Black, the Tournament of Power, Ultra Instinct, Super Saiyan Blue, Kaioken times 10. And I'm expecting the same to apply for this new show. There's no manga to dive into that reveals the secrets, meaning this is a ride that no one knows the destination of. What secrets exist? We already got a bunch of previously mentioned new lore, and now we're on our way to exploring a brand new world that's bound to be full of surprises. Maybe another Super Saiyan form will be found, perhaps. I'm doubtful about that, but I wouldn't eliminate the possibility, though. Every new Dragon Ball series, whether it's been an anime, movie, or manga, has introduced a new form. But if I'm not mistaken, this show takes place, like, right after the Buu saga. So maybe it won't happen, because of, how timelines work and stuff like that. Anywho, with not nearly enough praise out of the way, it's time to mention the nitpicks I have as of right now. I fully expect most of these to not become an issue over time, and some stuff just can't change because things are set in stone. The simplest one of note is the opening. Like, the visuals at times are really great. I'd say overall, though, it's a tad underwhelming, especially when compared to the openings of the past. And I mean, if we're going to compare Daima to GT, because this series borrows heavily from that, in terms of openings, it's not even close to fair. I mean, it's a total slaughter in every aspect. Also, while my general opinions on the use of CGI in anime tend to lean towards the negative side, I am not wholly opposed to it. Bleach and Demon Slayer use CGI pretty excellently, but it is admittedly disappointing not to see my guy Shenron in that crispy 2D animation which he has usually always been in. And the final nitpick is the aforementioned slow burn that this show has started out with. I know what I just said earlier, but hear me out. While I do think the pacing has been handled well, if Daima continues to move at this pace, I could see it becoming very annoying for me. Aside from all that, though, I really don't have any problems with Daima that are substantial enough to deter my excitement. This is something I'll be tuning in for every single week, and I am beyond ready to see everything that Toriyama cooked up for this one. And with all that said, I believe that's actually going to do it for this one. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope that you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe with the notifications on, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody!